Greetings everyone, we're gonna try out a new farm today. I've not seen anyone do this, and probably for a good reason, but we're gonna do it anyway. Like I said in my previous farming video, I'm kind of tired of doing the same mechanics all over again, and the mechanics that everyone is doing is Dream, it's Black Sail, and then they normally bring in Cube or something like that, or one of the other mechanics, but it's always the same mechanics, and it takes a lot of time. It's a lot of clicking, it's a lot of choosing mechanics, and be aware of different things. I want a blasting. I just want to blast through my maps, pick up loot, and then rinse and repeat. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do right now. And we're going to do it on Deep Space today. Probably a really bad idea, but I think Profound might be better for this. We might do a test, depending. We're going to do 50 maps here on Deep Space Steel Forge. And the thing, we're going to take a look at the Void Charrt real quick. The things we are farming is free mechanics that are not used very often. We are going to do the Mist Wheel here, the ice. And what we do here, we're getting one Mistwheel guy here. We are getting some chance of getting replicated ice and replicated Mistwheel residents, the ones that drop the ice. And we have 2 compasses that do also that. So that is also getting more Mistwheel residents. So it is usually 3 or 4 per pack, and then they drop maybe doubling the amount of ice they drop also. So it's gonna be a metric tons of ice. And then we're also gonna do this one, the Aeterna here. We are doing this one because the prices has gone up quite a lot, because there's Guba has come out, and I came out with a farming technique for Aeterna, really good by the way. If you're not a strong build, you don't need a strong build at all, and all the loot that comes out of that mechanic is basically raw FE. Cards and raw FE that you turn the cards turn into FE. So I mean, super easy. Like you only need a couple of billion DPS or even lower for the lower kinds. So we're gonna farm reverberations here, I think they're called, and then we send some other stuff. And because all of these are boss monsters, I believe, they're also gonna drop a lot of loot, I'm hoping. So we're banking on that. And otherwise, I put in some extra points here. I had 1 over, so I put 1 extra on here. And then we get some extra mobs to the map, and also we are using Hunt here. We're buffing Hunt up to the maximum. We're getting 1 extra guy might be popping out when I kill the boss, and we're getting doubling the boss amount of bosses through the compass. And we're getting we don't even need to choose a mechanic, so with no more clicking than just fast click on the hunt mechanic when we get to the boss, and it will choose an option for us automatically, which is probably better than the one I would have clicked anyway. So there's no extra clickings going on there. So let's take a fast look at our compasses we're going to use. Obviously we don't have any good cards here. Before we do that, I'm just going to go out and show you what we are looking for. So we are looking for these. Each one costs about half an FE, so not a lot, but I'm banking on getting a lot of them, hopefully. And we are also we're getting these. These ones are not too much. It's about half FE also, and these are about 3 FE each. So these 2 will drop in there. Some will be upgraded from this normal one to the better one. Obviously that is something we want, but we'll see how many that actually happens to. The compasses we're using is all gonna cost us 19 FE, and the map itself is gonna cost us 30. So let's take a fast look here at the compasses. We can take a look in here. It's gonna be first a hunt one, which replicate the legendary boss, so we get 2 at least. We might even get more. We can get up to 4, I believe, if the replicates. And then we're getting the 2 Mistwheel one. The first one just gives us 1 extra Mistwheel resonance, and these stack on top of each other together with the Void Charrt. And the same thing here, so we're getting a minimum of 3 Mistwheel resonance, and the chance for additional Mistwheel resonance to appear in Mistwheel so we're getting a lot of these. And it's kind of funny to see when it pops out. It's kind of a big loot explosion every time you kill these. So fun. And then we have the Aeterna one here, and it's chance for additional Blade of Eternal Obsession, which is basically like a mini boss in there. So I'm hoping that this one not only drop the reverberations, but also a lot of extra loot. So we're getting a lot of bosses, a lot of elites, and yeah. Let's take a look at the map here. I have not tested it out yet, so we'll be doing this together. I need to set everything up, and this is not a good there is good. We're gonna max it out and pray to God that I can actually do this, otherwise I spent all this currency. And we are just gonna get started. Oh, I get I get these in the start, of course I do. Just spend some extra time in here. I didn't get lucky anyway, so. And we're gonna do obviously only the cards here to not mess up the loot here. And I'm not the fastest here, as you can see. I would love to. I'm saving up. I'm saving up my currency here for some big upgrades. Kismets are super expensive, so hopefully that will probably boost my build with another 40% damage if I can get that going. But yeah, that's another 10,000 FE right there. So obviously here in the beginning we're ramping up here. Hopefully this is the worst map actually. The reason why I'm picking Steelforge is because of the layouts, and yeah, I like those. See, and but this is the worst one of them. By far, this layout is atrocious. And we're gonna kill this guy. I would have loved to have some more DPS. As you can see here, I'm not one-shotting things. So that will be really annoying, especially on this guy. You see here, drop some Eternal Reverberation. And then we go out, and then we go out. So this is the only map that you have to backtrack on and do these kind of things. Well, there's one more, but it's much smaller map, so it's not really super annoying. And then you get to the boss, and you're gonna activate the hunt, and hopefully you get a big loot explosion. And we don't need to do any extra clicking here because it's already done. And if we click, get this guy killed inside of 10 seconds, we get extra loot. And there we go. Obviously, I don't think this map paid off because we spent, was it 49 for this one? And let's take a look how much we got. So we got a few of these. So that is like 10, only 9. Wow, only that did not pay off at all. And this one is useless. So yeah, I don't think this one paid off. Maybe exactly what we got back. So let's see what we get from 50 map. I'll be right back. Okay, we're done with the first 50 maps here, and I am astounding. These results I did not expect. This might be my most profitable farm I've done in this whole season. It's wow, and I think there's plenty of room to grow it. I was not very fast. I did these 50 maps in 1 hour and 45 minutes. And yeah, and as I said, you don't use any legendary pets. I used my normal ones. If I didn't show them before, here they are. I used my normal ones, so I did not use any pay to win feature here. You should have all of these pets, and if they're not fully upgraded, it's just a minuscule kind of difference in the loot anyway, because our loot is not coming from those pets, as we're gonna take a look at when it comes from our things later. I did not count anything in this tab with the gear tab, but it's I already sold some stuff while I was playing. I put them up and it's sold, and it's over 1,000 FE. But I'm not going to count priceless gears and stuff like that because it's very RNG related. What we are going to count is the things in these two tabs right here. And oh boy, did we get some, you can see a Sacred Fossil, 37. Thank you, Hunt. I did not know this was a feature, but the Hunt is pumping out these sacred fossils sometimes in just batches. Probably can see it on the thumbnail right now. There was 1,540 raw FE, which is pretty good after handing in all the fluorescent cards. As you see, I always put in all the fluorescent cards in the end because, yeah, I like to because otherwise the taxes get screwed up and stuff like that. So otherwise, for this whole tab, before we talk about the specifics, for this whole tab, we had 3,910 plus there it's 4,000. It's a little bit more. Then we have the taxes there. So it's 4,961 with taxes in this whole tab. So that is a lot. So 4,961, especially because our cost and investment for these maps was only 2,450. So we are way over already. We're doubling our investment already from this tab alone. Obviously, most of our profits was from this tab. But before we go through the individual mechanics, I'm gonna go through this tab also. It's we didn't count everything in here, just counted things that was a little bit valuable, and it after taxes is 955. That means for these two tabs together, without the gear or anything like that, any of the lucky drop, it's 5,916, and that's after taxes. And also on top of that, because it took us 1 hour and 45 minutes, that's 1.75 when we multiply it, and that leaves us with a profit of 1,981 FE per hour. That is a metric ton in FE per hour, especially because we didn't count in any of the other drops. And like I said, I would change some things for this farm, which we're gonna discuss now, because Aeterna and Mist didn't really draw the load of this money. Obviously, it's hard to tell what kind of mechanics actually. They bring in extra mobs to the map and stuff like that. But for example, Mist or Folklore, which is for these eyes here, and yeah. We used two compasses. We used this one, and then we used this one right here, and that's two compasses, and that's 40% extra life for the enemy on top of it. And all it did was bringing in a total revenue of 271 after I've and that's before taxes and everything. So it's not even that. And Aeterna with these and on top of that we got these things, the reverberations, and these tiers here. We got in 128 only, so that's quite low. So as you can see, when it comes to the total profit, it's minuscule. And Hunt, I can't even tell how much it is because, well, it's just random loot, so it's nothing specific. But the same thing, Aeterna obviously is a boss, so it's gonna, every time you kill the boss, it's gonna drop a lot of FE and stuff like that. So I might actually keep Aeterna, but Mist, the Folklore compasses needs to go, because I don't think they scale with the difficulty in the game. It's gonna drop the same amount of eyes no matter if you're doing it on a low budget or on a low tier or a high tier. As long as you're doing them, they're gonna drop the exact same amount of eyes. The thing is, I did not get any good cards through this whole process. I got absolutely shafted on all the cards. Like this one is super bad because it's gonna drop T8 beacons only, no deep space, because we don't have the upgrade version on this strategy. So yeah, overall, for the future, I would probably bring in Sail into this one. So it would probably be, instead of the Mist here, we will probably bring in these points right here. Obviously, it's going to be some clicking and then options. And obviously, if you want to do really, you want to go bring in Nightmare, but I really hate Nightmare. It's so much clicking. I'm gonna probably bring in Cube instead, because the only problem is in the end when you have to click through all of these options, you have to sit there for ages and just wait for it to run out of the Sire Crystal or whatever they called. So, but it was a very profitable test, so hopefully you have the same luck as I did, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.